Welcome back, everyone, to Song by Song,
the Music Note Explorer.
We've got a great show lined up for you today.
How does a song written for a fictional pie-making waitress in an abusive relationship become a deeply personal diary entry for millions of people?
Including, most importantly, for the person who wrote it. It's a fascinating inversion. Usually, a songwriter has a personal experience and then writes a song about it. Here, the songwriter was hired for a job, and in the process of writing for a character, she found herself.
Exactly. We're talking about She Used to Be Mine from the musical Waitress, written by Sara Bareilles. And the story behind it is almost as powerful as the song itself. It's not just a showstopper. It's a song that saved its creator and then took on a life of its own.
It's such a departure from what we discussed with a song like Bohemian Rhapsody. That was this grand, operatic, constructed piece of fantasy. This is the complete opposite. It's raw, it's intimate, and its power comes from its brutal honesty. The New York Times called it a high point of the show, and for that matter, a high point of the Broadway season. And that was back when it debuted.
And it's only grown since. The story here isn't about studio wizardry or complex arrangements. It's about how a moment of profound personal crisis can accidentally become a universal anthem of resilience.
To get there, we have to go back to 2012. Sara Bareilles is a Grammy-nominated pop star, but her life is in complete upheaval.
Total upheaval. She moves to New York after leaving her manager, her band, and a long-term relationship. She later described it as wiping the slate clean. She's feeling lost, disconnected from the person she used to be. And right at that moment, she gets an offer to write the music for a Broadway show based on the 2007 indie film Waitress.
And she says, Waitress became this pivotal, healing experience for her. But she had to find a way into the story, a way to connect with the main character, Jenna. And she found it at Jenna's lowest point in the story.
This is incredible. The very first song she writes for the entire musical is She Used to Be Mine. It becomes her emotional entry point. She said the song was a portal into Jenna's character because she found these deep parallels between Jenna's story and her own feelings of dislocation.
Right. She described it as an emotional mirror. She saw herself in Jenna. And she's been incredibly open about how autobiographical the song is, even though her life circumstances were totally different. She said the chorus lines, "She's imperfect, but she tries. She's good, but she lies. She's messy, but she's kind," felt like they were lifted directly from a page in her own diary.
That's the magic key right there. It wasn't just a professional assignment. It became, as she put it, as much a diary entry song for me as it was for Jenna. It speaks to that universal experience of waking up one day and realizing your life isn't what you thought it would be, and you have to reconcile the person you are with the person you planned on being.
And that raw, personal honesty is what makes the song function so powerfully within the show. It's what's known in musical theater as the 11 o'clock number.
Okay, let's break that down. For people who aren't deep into Broadway terminology, what is an 11 o'clock number and why is it so important?
Think of it as the emotional climax of the entire story. Historically, shows would start at 8:30 p.m., so by 11 p.m., you're nearing the end. The 11 o'clock number is a huge, show-stopping song late in the second act where the main character has a major revelation or emotional breakthrough. It's the moment everything has been building towards. It needs to be powerful enough to galvanize the audience for the final resolution.
So it's the character's final big emotional statement before the end. And She Used to Be Mine is a perfect example. Jenna is pregnant, trapped, she's just lost the money she was saving to escape her abusive husband. She's at rock bottom, and this song is her moment of reckoning with herself.
Exactly. And the lyrics are constructed so brilliantly to articulate that internal conflict. Let's look at that chorus again. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is messy, but she's kind. It's a series of contradictions. It's not just listing flaws, it's balancing them with virtues, acknowledging the complexity of a person. It's an act of self-compassion.
I love that. It's not I'm a mess, it's I'm a mess, but I'm also kind. There's a defense of self in there. And the central recurring phrase, used to be mine, creates this profound sense of nostalgia and loss. It's this haunting refrain for a past self.
And then there's that incredible turning point in the bridge. She'll get stuck and be scared of the life that's inside her, growing stronger each day, till it finally reminds her to fight just a little and bring back that fire in her eyes. It's a masterclass in lyrical ambiguity.
Wait, that's fascinating. What do you mean by ambiguity?
Well, the life that's inside her on the surface is literal. It's her unborn baby. But it's also metaphorical. It's her own suppressed inner strength, her own life force that she's neglected. So the pregnancy, which seems like another trap, actually becomes the catalyst. It reminds her of her own fire, her own agency.
Wow, so the thing that seems to be her cage is also the key to her freedom. That's incredible songwriting. It's this pivot from regret, I would give it all back for a chance to start over, to a glimmer of resolve. And the melody supports it perfectly, starting so soft and vulnerable and building to this huge emotive chorus.
Which brings us to the strategic brilliance of this song, perhaps even unintentionally. This wasn't just a great song in a musical, it became the musical's greatest ambassador outside the theater.
How so? Because usually cast albums are for people who've already seen the show or are big theater fans.
Right, but they did something different here. Before the Broadway cast recording was even released in 2016, Sara Bareilles released her own album in 2015 called What's Inside? Songs from Waitress. And the lead single from that album was She Used to Be Mine.
Ah, so they're introducing the song to her massive pop audience first, completely separate from the context of Broadway. It's a Trojan horse. People fall in love with the song, and then they discover it's part of a larger story.
Entertainment Weekly immediately praised it as delicate, nostalgic, and wonderfully theatrical. It stood on its own as a great pop ballad. Then it developed a second life as a go-to audition song. Its structure is perfect for those 16-bar or 32-bar cuts, and it lets a performer showcase immense emotional and vocal range. So a new generation of actors starts singing it everywhere.
That creates a flywheel effect. The more it's used in auditions, the more it becomes a standard. And then comes the third wave, the covers. It goes viral. Performers post their renditions and some of them just explode. Alison Luff's performance on YouTube has over 5 million views, with viewers just floored by her vocal control and immersion in the character.
And it crosses genres and formats. Country singer Jennifer Nettles records a version. Jeremy Jordan's gender-bent performance at the MCC Theater's Miscast Gala becomes one of the most popular versions online. The song detaches from Jenna specifically and becomes a vessel for anyone feeling that sense of loss and resilience.
It's a remarkable strategy. The song is so emotionally potent that it becomes the marketing for the show. Every viral cover, every audition, every time it's added to a Spotify playlist, it's a new entry point for audiences to discover Waitress. A review as recently as February 2025 in the Washington Post noted that in a regional production, the song's power helped elevate the performance of the entire show.
Its strength is so undeniable that even in reviews that are critical of the wider show, like one from CBR, they point out that She Used to Be Mine stands apart as the most well-known and emotionally powerful ballad. It's the anchor.
But this is where the story gets complicated. When a song becomes a standard, it invites interpretation, and not everyone agrees on how it should be performed. The song's ownership, in an artistic sense, starts to get blurry.
Absolutely. This is the classic tension with any great piece of art. Take the original Broadway performance by Jessie Mueller. She won a Tony for her role, and her performance of the song at the 2016 Tony Awards was a huge moment for the show. But some critics found her rendition to be, quote, overwrought. There was a feeling she radically oversells it, pointing to a fake Southern accent and scoops to every note.
Which is fascinating, because that big theatrical performance is exactly what others loved. It's that classic Broadway belt. But contrast that with someone like Lucy Jones in the West End, who was praised for a deeply felt and gritty interpretation that felt more grounded in Jenna's hard life.
And the critiques get really specific. Some reviews noted that Alison Luff, while a strong actor, milks her sustained notes just a little too much. Betsy Wolfe's version was critiqued for a slowed-down tempo that some felt was lackadaisical and led to an underwhelming climax. There's this recurring debate around belting the final note, sustaining notes, the tempo. It's a tightrope walk.
It feels like the core conflict is between performing the song as a polished Broadway showstopper versus an intimate, messy, personal breakdown. How much should it sound like a diary entry, and how much should it sound like an 11 o'clock number? There's no single right answer, and every performer has to make a choice.
Exactly. Even Catherine McPhee was praised for a more lyrical, lilty quality. It just shows how malleable the song is. It can be a gritty cry for help, a soaring ballad of defiance, or a quiet moment of reflection. The song itself is strong enough to contain all of those interpretations.
So where does that leave the song today? It seems to have transcended the show, even Bareilles herself, to some extent.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. It's become a piece of the cultural fabric. Just look at the performance from December of last year at the Kennedy Center. Sara Bareilles performed it as a duet with Rufus Wainwright, accompanied by the National Symphony Orchestra.
Wow, taking a solo, introspective song and turning it into a duet is a major reinterpretation.
And it was apparently magical. Reviews called it spine-tingling and emotionally electrifying. It transformed the song from one person's internal monologue into what one outlet called a communal, universal anthem. By sharing the lyrics, it universalized the sentiment. It wasn't just she anymore, it was we.
That's the ultimate evolution. It starts as a secret, a diary entry written out of personal pain as a way to understand a fictional character. Then it becomes a Broadway showstopper, then a pop single, then an audition standard, and finally, a communal anthem for anyone who has ever felt disconnected from themselves.
And its power endures. Even the filmed version of the musical that streamed on HBO Max earlier this year, reviews pointed out that despite any other critiques, emotionally grounded songs like She Used to Be Mine cut right through and prove the material's core strength. It's the unshakable heart of the story.
It's become an anthem for self-acceptance, a vessel for talking about societal expectations and resilience. It reminds people that even if you feel lost, that person you used to be is still in there. It's a message that started on a piano in New York as one artist tried to find herself and ended up helping countless others do the same.
Welcome
to Word'em! Hello, puzzle people! I'm Webster Gridley, your official guide to the world of Word'em.
Can we be honest for a second? You know that feeling when you finish your daily word puzzle? You have to wait 24 whole hours to play again? Who has time for that? Not me, and I bet not you. That's why we built Word'em. The waiting game? Over. Sure, we have the daily challenge. Everyone gets the same word once a day, so you can still brag to your friends. But flip the switch to free play, and you have infinite puzzles. Forever! Got a roommate who ruins your stats?
Word'em lets you create separate profiles right on the same device.
Your streak is safe with me.
It's sleek, it's animated, it's fun.
Word'em! Play daily. Play forever.